Hi, I'm Tammy Braswell, and I'd like to invite you to join me for a global healing session that I'm going to offer once a month to those who are interested in participating in helping to shift the energy of the planet, of the collective uh, mindset, particularly based in fear energy. Now, right now, we have a lot of fear based energy going on for the events that are happening in the world. And if you're watching this, then it's likely you're not caught up in the fear-based energy. It may be that you fall into it sometimes, but you're aware of it. But what this global healing session will be for is to come together and to focus on global events that are occurring so that we can help to shift the energy of what is happening. Many of us don't realize the power that we have in creating shifts in our world, that each one of us is a pivotal part of the energy of all that is, and that we contribute to shifting how our life is and how the planet is and how the experience is beyond just ourselves. And what I've come to know is to move into a more loving space for the collective, because we do go into fear so much more often than love, is that we have catastrophes. We have these events that are built up and bring forth even more fear. And it's an opportunity for us to come together to not to not be concerned about race, gender, sexual orientation, where you're from, what you know, what you believe in, but to come together as a people in a place of love. I felt this very strongly when 9/11 happened. And I believe that the events that continue to happen are those giving us the opportunity to return to that loving energy, the energy that on a daily basis we forget. We get caught up in what's going on in the world. We get caught up in our lives and we forget to participate in that high vibrational energy of unconditional love. So, what I propose is that we come together once a month to really shift that energy, to create something new for ourselves and for the world, and to uplift the energy for all things. On a collective level, a lot of energy is shifting and vibration is raising, and we're experiencing things in our own life that reflect that greater shift. And people who aren't paying attention to it, who may not be into personal growth, spiritual growth, may not realize what's happening, but it's happening. And we're being offered the opportunity to participate consciously in those shifts that can occur. And with this latest virus, there's a lot of fear going on. There's a lot of panic. And that energy just continues to perpetuate what we're experiencing. So when we can come together, create a space, what I call the vortex of creation circle, and we can shift that energy. We can heal that energy, and we can bring about a softness, a gentleness to the experience. Now, in all experiences, there are things that are part of each individual's experience and the collective that are necessary. So we won't necessarily be able to go in and change everything, but we can bring, like I said, a softness, a gentleness, a shift that can raise it up so that how it's experienced is different. Back in 2017, I was at an event and I invited the people there, and 13 of them joined me to help shift Hurricane Irma. Now, I do work with the energy of storms. I have since I moved back to Michigan, my home state, after living in Florida for many years. My mom still lives in Florida. While I lived in Florida, and if you aren't familiar with me, I'm an intuitive channel, and I'm very sensitive to energy, and I receive information. So while I lived in Florida, I would get information on the hurricanes that were coming on, their speed, their direction, even if it was not what the weather center in Miami was always talking about. But when I moved back to Michigan, of course, I want to assist in making sure that my mom is safe. So I found that I could actually work with the energy of a hurricane to direct it, to soften it, to shift it in some way that it would not create the same kind of results if I didn't do anything. So again, in 2017, Irma was about to head towards Florida with quite a bit of intensity. And I had been working with the storm, and she had actually started to soften and veer off, but then she intensified again. So I invited a group of people at a spiritual type of meetup, um, to metaphysical type meetup, to join me. And I guided them in working with the hurricane, and we were able to create a shift. I truly believe that, because I told everyone that what'll happen is the weather people will say, oh, we don't know how that happened, but it didn't do what we expected it to do because we shifted the energy. And a lot more people are becoming aware of things like this. So I'm not saying we're the only ones, but in collaboration with all the others out there who were doing it, we were able to make a shift. And what was funny is the people there had never thought about being able to do this. And they told this story to people beyond the actual people who were there in the experience. And people even came back to me who didn't realize I was the one who had begun the circle to shift the hurricane, and were telling me the story. And I would just giggle and say, oh yeah, I know, and tell them a little bit more detail because I was there. But what I've come to know is that in a higher vibrational place, we are able to influence um, greater experiences of the whole. We all participate in it in our individuated way because we're all part of the whole. But when you get to a high vibrational level, that you no longer have judgment, and I'm not saying those are completely gone for me, but I don't judge what's happening. And I always take into account that it is for the highest good of all, but can take away some of the intensity or the catastrophic type experiences to those who it's not necessary to experience. I've been able to shift multiple storms. I have influenced the Detroit Lions football team, and achieving a result that I wanted. And if you're a football fan, you might say, well, hey, help them out. I have attempted, but it is not for me to fully shift what's going on for them. I need them to participate. And I actually contacted Martha Ford directly and offered to complimentary, you know what I'm saying, complimentary, to do it for them and work with them to help create a shift and possibly get them to a higher place, because they have not reached anything significant since the 1950s. But I received a letter back declining that. So if you know Martha Ford and you're a Detroit Lions fan, you can always reach out to her. I'd be happy to help again, or offer to help again. I've influenced gas prices, cars moving on the highway. It's amazing what we have the ability to connect with and to participate with on a greater scale. And so what this invitation is to come and join me in my Vortex of Creation Circle to do a global healing session once a month for now. It may change, but for now I'm being guided to do this once a month, and I'm going to begin this Sunday at 1 p.m. East or 1:11 p.m. Eastern time. If you'd like to join me, however you're receiving this message, there will be a link around this video. But if you'd like to join, it's createbyvibration.com, which is my website. So it's createbyvibration.com/join the circle. And that is where you'll sign up, and then you'll receive the details to join the circle. It's a live event. It will be via Zoom platform, so you can either be a live chat or by phone, and we'll come together probably for up to 60 minutes. I'm not intending on anything being longer than that. It's not a coaching session or Q&A session. It's just for us to come together. I'll walk and guide you through shifting this energy, and as this circle will amplify the shifts that can happen and the reality that we experience as individuals, as a collective, and in all the other shifts into higher vibrational energy that are occurring for us. So if you'd like to join, again, I'm beginning this Sunday, which is March 15th at 1:11 p.m. via Zoom platform. So if you sign up at createbyvibration.com/join the circle, you can participate in the energy. And it won't be recorded for a replay because it'll be live. But if you join, then if you can't attend live, you could still send your energy and participate as part of it. And that would just mean that on other months, when I send out the information, that you would receive it as well and could participate then. That'll be up to you. So I hope you join me. I think this is very exciting, something that we can do when people say, how can I change the world? How can I affect the world? You can, even as one individual, but we're going to come together collectively and energetically to create shifts so that we can move into these higher energies with more ease and flow, and really allow this heavier, denser, fear-based energy to be cleared out more quickly. So I look forward to having you join me, and thank you so much.